Hello guys and welcome to my first episode of r/Askreddit. People of all ages, what's something you were taught in school that turned out to be completely incorrect? That there would be a permanent record of anything that we did wrong, in primary school at least. I know universities will absolutely F you up if you're stupid enough to plagiarize. Oh yes, that's something I heard very often too. It's just ridiculous. Remember when you called Johnny a poo-poo head? It's on your permanent record now. Yes, this came up in my parole hearing and is why I'm doing life in prison under the 3 strikes law. This has happened to some of my friends already. That's nothing to joke about. Fighting back makes you just as bad. Yes, of course, I'm just gonna sit there and let them hit me while I'm doing nothing. If you just ignore them, they will leave you alone. Yeah, no, that's not how it works for little kids. But it worked great for Europe in the 1930s. Oh no, wait, didn't work for them either. Huh. I was told that glass is actually a very dense liquid, and this is proven by old glass panes being thicker at one end. It's just flowing extremely slowly, you see. But it's really just that glass was made differently back then. Glass is solid. What the hell? What kind of teacher was that? You sure that was a teacher and not some random stranger that just got into your classroom and told you something and then left again? When I was in elementary school, it was the 4 food groups. By high school it became the food pyramid, and in college it was my plate. Who knows what it will be next? Our plate. Soviet anthem becomes louder. In Soviet Russia, you are what is on plate. Yeah, I remember this stuff from my school too, but it wasn't something from the government like it is in the USA. It was just something they showed us and then we moved on. That I would need to write cursive as an adult. I have always written naturally using a strange mishmash of print and cursive and cap and non-cap. It's a scene, man. Honestly, it's not the first time I've read about learning to write cursive in school on Reddit, but I'm glad that I never had it and never heard of it in my country. I mean, how do you even teach to write cursive? Like, are there some kind of sheets where the cursive letters are already written on and you just like write over it? I don't know, it's just hard to imagine for me that you have to learn something like this. That the Coriolis effect is demonstrated by toilets flushing the other way in Australia. In reality, toilets flushing whatever way they flush is based on how the water is directed in the bowl. The Coriolis effect is only seen in larger systems, such as hurricanes. How can a probably physics teacher say something that stupid? Like, you think they are a little bit smarter, but how is he even a teacher? The tongue map, where certain tastes were believed to only be detectable on certain parts of the tongue. Absolutely untrue. Plus the realization of a 5th taste. Umami. Okay. Yes, I remember this one. And I remember that I tried it out at home and it was another taste, but I bet that was just like pure imagination or, I don't know, a placebo. Not sure if this counts, but my father was an electrician who worked for the county school board. He told me about how one day while on the job sometime during the mid-late 90s, he was working on a panel in some middle school when a teacher pulled aside and asked him for a favor. He accepted and she brought him into a classroom. She then proceeded to tell the class that they better buckle down and study and get into good university, because if they didn't, they'd wind up having to get a trade and be a loser like my father, all while pointing at him. Awfulness of this teacher aside, it was really stupid of her to say that traded are worthless. I know guys who are carpenters, electricians, pipe fitters, etc. that make more money than most teachers do. Wow, that's totally unnecessary. I mean, he's right, there are carpenters and electricians who definitely earn more money than teachers do. He should have disconnected the wires to the breakers for a class. Math is numbers. Yeah, this one, alongside with once you get it, it will be fun. Native American tribes gave colonists land out of the goodness of their hearts. Yes, and the countries in World War II invaded themselves because they wanted to. My HS wellness teacher told us, and I quote, "If you squeeze all the moisture from a cigarette into your hand and lick it, you will die instantly." How is there even moisture in a cigarette? My biology HS teacher once said the exact opposite, that the only way a cigarette could be good for you was if you ate it. What? Why would you ever eat a cigarette? I somehow cannot even believe that people say stuff like this. That women release hormones that cause them to become emotionally attached to men when they have sex, but that men don't release the same hormones and so don't form the same attachment. Wound up being a huge wives' tale and a load of bullcrap for young people right on the cusp of starting their sex lives to hear. Oh, that's why men never want to cuddle afterwards. Okay, I get it now. That the Korean War can be summarized neatly in one paragraph. History class was such a shame. Thankfully YouTube exists. Oh man, that's sad. Like, there was so much time spent with useless stuff in school, but so little with such important topics. I mean, you need that knowledge to understand the structure of modern world and politics. You cannot say it is cold, only that it's hot. Heat is the only real physical state. Heat is a process, not a state. You can't say that it is hot with any more scientific accuracy than you can say that it is cold. That's when I realized that people who are pedantic about these things are often not very bright. To be honest, I think my brain has just melted while reading that. That condoms don't actually work against HIV. He was just using scare tactics to make people abstinent. Also, that birth control is only 70% effective and can kill you? It's actually 99%, and the one I was on, implant, is practically 100%, just more scare tactics. Yeah, I heard they're poking some air holes into condoms so your little friend can breathe better. But no, for real, isn't school supposed to educate you about these things and not just blatantly lie about it? You need good grades to get a good job, to have a safe and secured life. Yeah, no, big lie. Yes, very big lie. Hitler only killed Jews. Yeah, he killed himself too. Well, he's not wrong. Okay, that's all we got on today's episode of r/Askreddit. So leave a like and comment if you want more episodes of this subreddit, and see you next time.